Hey everyone, my name is SC from Studio Binder.
What's up everyone, my name is Evan Morden.
And we're recreating a scene from Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill Volume 1. Now, why would we want to recreate a scene like this? Well, if you want to better understand something, your best bet is to experience the process firsthand. When you actually have to go through the process of planning and shooting and editing a scene like this, it puts you in the headspace of the director, and you start noticing the decisions that make the scene so memorable. Truly great moments in film require the filmmakers to have a plan and to be prepared to carry out that plan. You have to consider how your shots tell a visual story and how they will cut together to support the events in your scene. Our first step is planning. We'll break down the scenes and identify all the shot requirements we need. Our second step is the actual production. We're going to go out and capture the moment. And finally, a bit of theory. This is where we cut our scene together and discuss the visual choices and their effect on us, the viewer. We'll be looking at this scene from Kill Bill.
Bill always said you're one of the best ladies he ever saw with an edged weapon.
Fuck you, bitch. I know he didn't qualify that shit. So you can just kiss my motherfucking ass, Black Mamba. Black Mamba. I should have been motherfucking Black Mamba.
Weapon of choice? If you want to stick with your butcher knife, that's fine with me.
Very funny, bitch. Very funny, bitch!
It may seem straightforward, but it's undeniably Tarantino, from its shots to some awkward but interesting editing decisions, and the end result is a Quentin Tarantino scene.
If you want to stick with your butcher knife, that's fine with me.
One of the main things I noticed was screen orientation and eye line. Kiddo's eye line is going camera left, but her whole body is facing camera right. It's a very weird, disorienting feeling that is being generated. One of the other things I noticed, they were in cowboy shots, at least on the wide shots. The reason is because you want to show the weapons, the holsters, the gun, that hip area where there might be action or important props. One of the other things I noticed was just how much sound design was used all throughout this scene.
Very funny!
The scene looks really natural, but the sound design is something that is completely not. It's very powerful. What can we recreate with this scene from Kill Bill? Well, what we're trying to do is recreate it from sort of a director's perspective, which means really shot selections, performances, and some of the basic blocking. So what is our production plan now? Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into Studio Binder, get all the scene requirements together, everything that we're gonna need. Then I'm going to build a shooting schedule, and I'm gonna build it based around lighting setups so that we can have the most efficient day. And then after that, I'm going to build the call sheets.
Some of the technical considerations that went into the shots of Kill Bill was variations of what we did with the lighting. We bounced a soft light off of the white wall to try to mimic that light that came and hit them on the window. We used a 24mm both on Caleb and Audrey for their shots. Some of the lens choices we had to adapt and change just because of the space we had given.
What went well with our production? The kick motion and the slow motion shot worked out well.
It's actually a very difficult shot. You're shooting at a higher frame rate, you have a crop sensor, you have less light coming in, you have to compensate for all these things.
The first thing I did is I took back the 2 stops in the ND filter, so now there's no ND filter anymore.
When you're shooting at 120 frames per second, there's less time to capture the light. We pushed the lights in as much as we possibly could and turned them up.
Why does this scene in Kill Bill work so well? I think one of the main things is the sound design. I think the sound design really adds this fantasy element to the scene, while the visuals and everything else seem pretty authentic. I also think the whip pan and the stunt is a great moment, and I think it works every time anyone uses it. And then the lack of music speaks volumes about Tarantino as a filmmaker. Sometimes negative space or silence or something is actually the thing you need. Let's watch and see how it all came together. Enjoy.
Evan always said you had a flair for the dramatic.
You can keep your fake compliments to yourself. Oh, and by the way, I should have played Uma Thurman. You shouldn't have played Uma. I got all her mannerisms down.
If you want to play the lead, you'll have to have more than just her facial tics.
Very funny, Audrey. Very funny!
We had a blast recreating this moment from Kill Bill Volume 1, and we used Studio Binder to do it. We used shot lists, script breakdowns, shooting schedules, and more. Click the link in the description to sign up and try out our completely free screenwriting feature to write your next script. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.